Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today we're going to talk about California, Texas, Ohio and Florida redistricting for next year's election, the 2026 midterm election. This is the proposed map in official California State Assembly website for the California new map for next year's elections. You can see here what they did. I have here the presidential results to compare and to explain you how they did the map. Look at this. They pushed this upper part of California. It's a Republican area, as you can see here. But then you go just south to a little bit of a piece here, which is very Democratic areas, as you can see. So they pushed this to have a Democratic district in a Republican, looks like Republican here area, but then they added these Democratic areas. They also put this one, look at this. This is a very Republican district here, but they added this part with Santa Rosa County. I'm sorry, Santa Rosa Napa County. Look at this. It's for Democratic areas as well. Then you move to Sacramento. They split Sacramento in four because redistricting is very simple and gerrymandering. You need to pack Democrat, in this case Republican votes, and you need to crack Republican communities and also take advantage of those Democratic communities in order to have a more seats. So they split basically all the votes of the Democratic votes in Sacramento. As you can see, it's a very Democratic area, 20 points for Kamala Harris in 2024. And they basically created many districts around those 20 points advantage because they can do that in order to get more seats. Then you go to San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi district. I think it's the same district, that they didn't change anything there. But then you go, this is Democratic areas. Then you go to this part. The 5th district is also Republican. This is this area, San Bernardino, Inyo County, or Inyo County, I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. And also Fresno and Tulare and Kern County. All of those are very Republican districts here. And you move to this mess in Los Angeles. It's always a mess because there's a lot of people concentrating in the same area, but still, they did a huge work there to maximize Republican votes. Because as you can see here in the House elections in California, the Republicans did have at least 3 districts around the Los Angeles, San Diego area. And with this map, they were going to have less than that. You can see here what I mean. Look, California 1st is gone because that one now, the California 1st, is now second, I'm sorry. The California 2nd is now Democratic. California 1st Democratic as well. So now the two are gone. The California 1st is now not a Republican seat because they redistrict this in order to gerrymander more Republicans. And as you can see the map of California right now, they have 9 Republicans in the 52 seats, which means that it's already gerrymandered to favor the Democratic Party. I know it's difficult to get votes for the Republicans because it's they're not very concentrated geographically speaking, but they still gerrymander this. They have an independent commission, but that's just not true. I mean, they do have that, but it's not independent at all. It has a lot of liberal guys there. That's why this is gerrymandered at some degree. And you can see that right now, California, and you can practically see that they are trying to enhance the map. There are some guys in Twitter that are saying that you can have a 52-0 map in California, which is also possible. Right now, only 17% of the seats in California are Republican districts. That shows that this is already gerrymandered because the Republicans got, at least Trump got 38% of the vote. I think the Republicans in Congress got even more than that, 43% or something. So this is not proportional at all. I know you can look at Utah, but I already did the video about that. I can show to you. You can click on the description. You're gonna have the link for the video where I talked about each state, about which party is better in terms of gerrymandering each state. Like I talked about each state basically alone, and then I can explain everything to you in that video. So this is the map of California. It's a mess, but this will pass. We don't know, but this will get to a referendum because California cannot approve things unilaterally. They're gonna have a referendum in November 4th, I think, or November 5th. I think it's 4th, when they have gubernatorial races in Virginia and in New Jersey. They're gonna have this referendum in California, and if this passes, there will still be the new congressional map for the 2026 midterm election. The Democrats are now trying to fight it off against Texas and also against Florida and Ohio and many other Republican and also Democratic states. It was also an interesting thing. The governor of Massachusetts, the Democratic governor, said they may want to redraw the map in Massachusetts, but as you can see, the map in Massachusetts already, everything is Democratic. In New England, there's not a single Republican, even though Trump got 40% of the vote. So let's move on to Texas. Texas House Republicans are now unveiling a new House map, as you can see here. Same thing, because look at this area here. This is San Antonio, Austin area. Usually they had three Democratic districts here. Was one in Austin, another one in San Antonio, and then the one was like from San Antonio to Austin, as you can see here. Not here, I'm sorry, here. And look, it was this. You have 1, 2, and now you have the third, which is basically the 35th. And it went like that. But there's not any more the district. Now this is a complete mess. They put everything together in Austin, also everything together in San Antonio, in Bexar County, and basically don't have more districts. Also here in the Rio Grande Valley, which is a it's still a Democratic area, but it's in transition, if you will. And now it's turning to be a more Republican area, so they're trying to draw the district in order to benefit them. It was also a place where we're seeing shifts, like it's a 2-point shift here, a 6-point shift. Even though the national shift could be to the Democratic Party, I still think those two seats can flip next year because of the swing in the Rio Grande Valley area. But that is just counting. This could be a mess, political speaking, because it could be, instead of a gerrymander, it could be a dummy mander. I know most of the districts are Trump plus 10, but even in the huge year by the Democrats, they can have a plus 10 swing, because I think if the Democrats have a good year, they can win the popular vote by 8 or 9 points. The popular vote nationwide, that means a swing of about 12 points nationwide, and that can mean some of the districts here are gone, like 4 or 5 districts in the map, even though right now they're not. El Paso district is also a district that could flip in the next few years because of the swing in the Rio Grande Valley, also around here. And as you can see here, also in Fort Worth, Dallas area, they usually had 3 districts. One was in Dallas properly, another one was in the northern part of Dallas, and another was basically from Dallas, and then you go all the way to Fort Worth to get all the cities, and it was basically 3 districts. Now it's only 2, as you can see here. It is the 33rd and the 30th. The 32nd is gone, as you can see here. And also, which is very interesting, in Houston now they have 3 districts, and they had previously, as you can see here in Houston, they had 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's interesting about this is that Texas Democrats think they can have Texas Republicans, they think they can have 5 more districts in Texas this year. What is very interesting about this is that if you consider that Texas Democrats are now flying to Illinois because they don't want to have this map in play for next year's election, even though the governor Abbott said he can call a special election to all of those guys if they continue to do that, and if they return to Texas, they'll be arrested because they're just stopping a special session to happen, and that's what they're saying. We'll see if that will happen. But this will be a huge gerrymandered map. Texas is already gerrymandered, as you can see here, because Democrats only have, I think, 13 districts in Texas, and they had about 45 to 44% of the vote. So that shows that this is not correct in many terms, but that is just how politics are, and they're gerrymandered seats to their favor. Like in New Mexico, they also gerrymandered 1 seat to the Democratic Party there. Now they have all the 3, but they should have 2 to 1, or even that will be the fair thing. Now in Ohio, this is about Ohio. They're trying to get rid of 2 Democratic seats, as you can see here in Ohio. Right now they have 5, but this district here, Marcy Copter, is just a seat for the Democrats because she's a very popular congresswoman in Ohio, and it's just because of that. Because when she when she retires, this will be a Republican easy win. This is like a Trump plus 15 district or something. So we're gonna have 4 districts in Ohio, if you will, apart from that one. So this will mean that this will be a redistricting that will maybe add to the Republican side 1 more seat, a seat in Summit County, which is Akron. Here you go to Ohio, as you can see here, Trump won Ohio by 11. Summit County here, which is Akron, I think it's Akron, and also they're gonna flip the city, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, or even 4 is districts in the same place basically, and they're putting Cincinnati in a single district, also Franklin County, which is Columbus, and also Cuyahoga County, which is Cleveland, as you know it. They're in the district here in Toledo, as you can see here, Marcy Copter district. They're starting to be even more, as you can see here, even more Republican. They're adding all of those counties because they want to put together in Cuyahoga right now. Cuyahoga it's the same district, as you can see here. It's a little bit more Democratic to the east, to the western part, but the rest, Acorn has its own district right now. This will not happen. It's also a 2-point swing, nothing to worry about. Here's a 10-point swing in this district, but they're putting together all of Cincinnati instead of going to the suburbs so they can have a better way there. Columbus, I think it's mostly the same, as you can see here. So this is very interesting for the House next year, because Republicans now have a only a 5 seats majority in the House, and that is just one of the smallest majorities ever in Congress. And they think if they redistrict Texas, if they redistrict Ohio, they can earn a 5 + 3, that'll be 8. And California, if they redistrict, that'll be 5, so that'll be a 3 net gain for the Republicans. But if they still can get more in Ohio, in Florida, that could matter. But it's not very democratic to do it. But I'm just telling you the news. We'll be back when we have more news about Ohio, about Texas. Texas looks like it's almost in the finish line. California, we have the referendum. We're gonna have a full coverage in November, so you can watch that. And let's see. We need to wait until the referendum. But so far, we need to wait, basically. And thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, and see you in the next. Thanks.